Yeah, so I'm just going to start with my React app. I'm going to create a new React app with the npx create React app command. So let's just wait until this executes. Yeah, so it has been executed, and I can just npm start from my new directory. Yeah, so you can see that all my files of the React app have been downloaded, and this is the app.js file, and this is the index.html file. So index.html file is the file in which is first loaded inside our browser. So we can change the page title from here. So I'm going to change it to my COVID app. Oh yeah, I'll have to npm start again. So here you go, our app has been deployed. So let's just start with the app.js file first. Let me just remove all this, and I don't want this either. So this will be my main div inside which I will create all my components. So I'll just name my entire app as my COVID app so that you can see. I'm going to set the max width of my application. Just a simple form that I'm going to make. So let's just keep the max width as 500 pixels. So yeah, there you go. Our app is ready to modify. So I'll just go to the index.cs. I don't want all these fonts. I'm going to use other fonts. I like this font called Nunito, and also sans serif. So yeah, let me just do a couple of things. This is the main body. So all our child components are going to be inside this. So let's just make the display as flex, and we are going to justify content inside of this uh, body to be centered and align items to be centered. I'm going to add a bit of padding. I think 10 pixels would be good. Let me add a background color. I already have some hex values that I want to use, so I'm just going to paste that in, and I'm going to add a bit min height to this. 90 vh will do. So this will be the how much long the vertical height of the application will be. So I want it to be 90. So let me just start with the app.css. You can see all our css components will be here. Okay, so basically what I'm going to do is this doing this is I'm going to make three divs. One div will be my container, one will be my heading, and one will be an introduction text that I'm going to add to my page. So this will be my container div. Also, I'll have a div for my heading, and a div for my introduction text. So yeah, let me just write the class names for the divs. So this will be the heading. This will be uh, text, Yeah, so I'll just start with the heading. So let me just type dot heading. So I want flex boxes inside this. So I will put the display as flex, and I will justify the content. So can I think space space between will be good. Let me just see how this looks. And we'll also have the dot text css. Let me just add a color. Let the color be white. Let's set a width 100% so that it is equally distributed, and let's the text line be center and the font size be 1 item. Okay, so okay, I don't think that I have added anything, so it's not visible. But if we go into the template, we can see that our three divs have been made. Okay, so let me just add a heading. So I'm going to use the h1 tag for the heading, and also I want to use a image as a logo, as an app logo. We can insert any image, so I'm going to use a image of a vaccine, as it's a vaccination app. So I've already imported that image. So this will also need a class, so let me just use the default app logo class of ReactJS, and the alternate text will be logo. So h1 we can just write my COVID app. Yeah, so here it is. Our header is here and our logo is here. I think I'll have to resize the logo. So yeah, let me add my other logo. So yeah, this will be my header text class, where I will write the font color and the spacing, everything that the text needs to be. So first of all, I'll keep the color as white. Is it the, oh, it's a typo, right? There you go. So yeah, you can see that the color is white, and let's just do a little bit of positioning and this. Let's see what we can do. Okay, let me just resize the app logo first. So app logo should be around 60 pixels is good. Yeah, looks better. So in the header text, let me just add position. Let's take it as relative. Let's add justify content. Let's keep it center and align items to be center. And also I will add some letter spacing. So letter spacing, I think 1 pixel. Uh, Let me add a font weight to this and text align. Okay, thing that looks not bad. think the app logo needs to be adjusted further. Let's go for 40 pixel. I'll have to fix this. Let me just add the introduction text first. Let's see how things are panning out in the page. This will be the P tag that we will use. Okay, there you go. There you go, and you can see that the logo has shifted to the top right of the container. So let me just fix that. Yeah, 50 pixels is good. Okay, yeah, so now it's better. Logo looks better, and we have a header component in our app. So now let's just complete the container. So for the container, what we are going to use, we are going to use React Bootstrap. So we have to import a file from React Bootstrap, and then we'll just do some custom CSS to that. So here is the form that I will take from the React Bootstrap documentation. Let me just copy paste this. So I'll paste this inside the container. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I'll have to import all the components of the React Bootstrap. There you go. So let me just execute this. Okay, so yeah, you can see that my form has been imported. So you can see all this form.rows and .group that my React Bootstrap is using. So let's just add the container CSS. So let's first do the position of the container. It should be relative to the components, to the other components. I'll justify content to be center. Align items also center. Color inside it to be white. Let's add a bit of padding. Let's add a border to this. So you can see that border requires a width, a style, and a color. So the width will be 2 pixels, style will be solid, and the color will be a custom color that I have the hex value of. I'll take the border radius so that there are curves in the border. So it will be 25 pixels, and let me add a font color. It will be white. So let's see. Yeah, yeah, looks good. looks good. So we just need to format all the labels and the text fields now. So you can see that there's a class called form label that I need to edit so that I'm able to change all the labels. So let me first insert a heading to my container. I will just write please fill the form. Okay, here is my heading. Let me just put a class name for this as well. So the class name should be title. Let me just text line center. Use the color of yellow green, and let me add a margin bottom. Let's keep it as 1.5, and let me add some letter spacing as well. Yeah, looks good. Now I think we can just move on to the labels. I'll just put a class name label for everything. Let me just copy paste this into all labels. Yeah, so I have just edited my form of so that I have the city, the state and district components. I don't need the city. Okay, I'll just remove the extra row. I'll just remove this group. Right. So there you go. I just have email, state, district, zip. Okay, I think I will need a class name for all of this. So class name should be label, and I'll just copy paste this into all of my other label components. So this class name should be input. I'll just copy this to all my text field input fields. Yeah, so I have pasted this to all my input fields. So I'll just input all my CSS functions for the label and input. So input and label. So I'll just add a font size in my label. and let me just add width width to be 50% and font weight to be 100. Okay, doesn't like anything happened there. Let me just check once what is happening. There you, so yeah, so you can see that there's a form group function that is being called. So uh, all my attributes have been inherit, inherited by the form group. So I think I'll have to edit this. Yeah, let's just go for space between. I think this will do. I just have to copy these, and I'm going to make a function called form group, I guess. Yeah, form group. Display flex and display it in, yeah. So this has done for one column. So if I add this to form group, it will reflect for all columns. Yeah. So let's just do this. There you go. This looks much better. Let me just do the button now. So let's just write the class for button. It should be button. And for button, I generally use the same format. So I'm going to add a background color. I generally use orange. Orange. Let's set the border as none, but we do need border radius. So uh, let us set a border radius. Think 8 pixels. 8 pixels should be fine. Let me add a color. White looks good inside of orange box. So also we'll add some padding around 15 to 32 and margin top one rem. Looks good. Let me just bring this to the center. uh, let's see how we can do this. Let me just text a line inside of this center and display inline block. Yeah. Think this should be for, okay. See if we can just adjust the width. No, I don't think this will do. So I don't think that I can center this from this function. I'll have to create a div on top of my button, and then I'll just align. Let me just align my div, and I think that should work. That should work. Let's see. I'll just text align center. Okay, doesn't work. Okay, there you go. So let me just edit my div now. I'll just inline style this. Uh, I'll just put the style as text line center. Okay, so there you go. Here we have our simple web page, simple form that we have designed. So yeah, we can fill all our details here. So in the next video